everybody, welcome to the Chamber of Skulls. So before we get onto the channel, let's point out a couple of obvious changes to the studio. We've got Bones Jr. and by Junior, if I've never introduced him before, we got Bones. Yeah, I know, not very original. Then we have our little guy here, found him a couple days ago. And we have our covered wagon of death. Now, the reason I call it the covered wagon of death isn't necessarily because it's black, but if you can see right here, we have the skull and crossbones. Went to the store a couple days ago, picked these up. Didn't actually expect to see any Halloween decorations, but they were actually out. I've been looking now for this entire month, looking for Halloween decorations. But of course, middle of August or beginning of August, middle of August, they've got back to school. So finally was able to find Halloween decorations. Very limited supply. And these are the two that I got. And I had to put them on the studio at least. Excuse me, coffee is making a comeback. I had to bring them to the studio at least for a video. Show them off. Decorate for this video. Junior is going to be hanging around. But as far as the skull and the covered wagon, those are most likely going in the Halloween decoration around the house. But enough with all that. Let's get on to our main attraction. We have with us today our vampiric demon with knives. Now you might ask yourself, well, where do you get vampiric? He doesn't have fangs. But if you look up in here, up in his cheekbones, is where his fangs are hiding. Now, it might not actually be fangs. Use your imagination. It could just be whatever you want it to be. But if you look at the structure, you look at the placement, I look at it as fangs that are just sitting perfectly up here, and then when ready to attack the victim, they drop. And yeah. Now, as far as the knives go, you look all back in here. You guys right in here. Got that on both sides. The back of the head and the top of the head. And you guys will see this better at the end during the close-up. And so you ask yourself, well, where do you get demon? This doesn't look like anything typical demon. You showed us demon skulls before, and this has nothing resembling a demon. Well, the next part, which you probably saw as we're looking at the blades, the next part, which invices the demon as well as the vampire. Because stereotypically, what is a vampire? A bat. Well, let's turn him around one more time, and you will see the bat wings. You ask yourself too, what is some symbolism of a demon? Wings, dark wings. So therefore, we bring in the wings to the vampire / demon. So the thing that brought my attention to this piece was pretty much everything at whole. As I was shopping for a new skull, I came across this one, and he was one of 5 that I was looking at. And as we all know very well, my pieces have got to be unique. I can't just sit on a plain ordinary skull with maybe a small piece of decoration. I've had, and I will show you guys what I'm looking at, I've had one piece that has gone through that. My Skulls and Roses, if you remember that one back, I want to say 3 months ago. Or you can look at the other one that I had back a few months ago with the, as I called it, Ed Hardy casino design. Those ones there are as simple as I get. The Ed Hardy's the Ed Hardy casino one, if you remember right, was a ordinary skull with hydro dipped casino theme. Had the cards, had money, had chips, and other kind of stuff. The Skulls and Roses was a basic one, had one or two roses encased in it. Other than that, other than the firework, which I've never actually displayed that on a video, but for the simple fact that it's plain, there's nothing to it. But I did put that up on the 4th of July video for you guys, so you realistically did get a chance to see it. So, with that out of the way, I'll leave you guys to a close-up of this, and as I said, I will show you guys what I keep looking at to my left. Now, it's not a big surprise. It's my collection. But I'll give you guys an inside view on A, how big my collection has gotten, even though you've probably been with me from day one. If not, if you just recently came by, started watching, you get to see where my collection is standing. It's not the biggest one. There's people out there that have a much larger skull collection. There's people out there whose collection, like myself, is just starting. So, you guys have a skulltastic weekend, even though it is Sunday, the weekend's almost over. You guys have a skulltastic weekend, and I will see you next time, and I will try not to be so quiet this coming week. Matter of fact, I will try to make some more videos throughout the week, get a little shorts, and we will come up with our new skull coming next weekend.